two movies in the 80s pantheon of somewhat trashy comedies are Better Off Dead and One Crazy Summer. They're both directed by Savage Steve Holland. Unbelievable name for a director to put, in his own credits. Better Off Dead, of course, is the better known movie, and they both star John Cusack. One Crazy Summer also has Demi Moore in it. The villain is played by the actor who played, Niedermeyer in Animal House. There's a character in One Crazy Summer, which takes place on Nantucket Island, where I actually spent a couple summers cooking, during college. But one character is Uncle Frank, and he is, looks like a shell-shocked veteran, and spends his summer with his telephone listening to the radio, because there's $1 million giveaway that the local radio station does every summer. And so he, is careful to, he gets in the tub with the phone, and he never hears and he's chain smoking, and he's never far from the phone. And I felt like Uncle Frank on a Monday morning in October of 2009 as I waited for a phone call from Jean-Luc Naret, who was then the director of Michelin Guides in the United States. So a couple months before that, my general manager had said, "Yep, we got a call. You need to expect a phone call, from Michelin on this Monday in October." I don't remember the exact date. October 25th or something. And so Mondays were my day off. This is when I was the chef at Soul Bar at Solage, Calistoga in Napa Valley. And so I went in street clothes and just sat in a dark office pretty much all day. And I didn't know if he was calling my office phone. I don't know if he was calling my cell phone. And so I tried to not, I was nervous. Tried not to go to eat, tried not to go to the bathroom, tried not to go out and get more water, tried not to let anybody bother me, just sat in there with the door closed and kind of the blinds closed, if I recall correctly, and waited all day. I mean, I think I got there at 8:30 in the morning, and just the hours are ticking away, and I didn't have much to do. I'm just in there and twiddling my thumbs, and finally the phone rings, and I will not attempt Jean-Luc Naret's beautiful lilting French accent, but he said, "Congratulations. I'm calling to tell you that Soul Bar will be awarded 1 Michelin star in the 2010 Guide to California." So thanked him, hung up the phone, dashed out of the office, tackled my chef de cuisine writer's that's against the ice machine, told him what was going on, told everybody in the kitchen what was going on, cracked a few bottles of Veuve Clicquot, and poured champagne for all the cooks. And that was a fantastic moment, and one that I will never forget. Certainly on the podium of moments in my professional career. So I'm recording this, haven't just dropped my kids off at school. It's 7:47 in the morning on April 3rd. Last night, April 2nd, I started getting texts that the Michelin Guide to the South will be announced sometime in 2025. And so Soul Bar, after 2010, we were awarded that first star, kept the star for 8 straight years. The next 7 that I was there, and then 1 after that. And the pressure mounted each year. And part of the pressure of having a Michelin star and then trying to keep a Michelin star is that no one knows what the rules are. And if you look in the Michelin Guide, if you go to the Michelin website, and you try and figure out what 1 star means, what 2 star means, what 3 stars mean, it's very, very, very simple. Stars represent the food on the plate. Boom. It says that in black and white. A 1-star restaurant is a great place to stop on your way to somewhere else. Remember, Michelin is a tire company. They're trying to get people to drive places. That was the origin of the guide back in, right around the turn of the 20th century when it started. So a 1-star restaurant is a great place to stop if it's on your way. A 2-star restaurant is worth a detour. A 3-star restaurant is worth a special trip. Those are the strictures. That's all you have to go on. So if you are saying, "Hey, we're in New York City, we're in Paris, we're in Singapore, we're in Hong Kong, wherever you are. If you're in a place that you know is going to be inspected by Michelin, and you say, well, we want to earn a Michelin star, we want to earn 2 stars, or we want to have a Bib Gourmand, or we want to have a green star. That's all you have to go on is those few words that are in the guide. And so I guess you could say, well, Joe and Jane across town have 2 stars and we want to be at their level, and you compare yourself to them. Well, how do you know that Michelin is going to see it the same way? So, and also, as we all know, comparison is the thief of joy. So, I was able to sleep last night with this knowledge, that Michelin is coming to North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama, I guess. And so no one knows when it's going to be announced yet, when the guide is going to be published. But I started thinking a lot about Hawthorne and Wood, because people have asked me off and on over the years, do you think Hawthorne and Wood is worthy of a Michelin star? And I have no idea. Well, I guess we'll find out one way or another from the inspectors. But, there was another general manager, an interim general manager that we had at Solbar named Marcus, and he was a German fellow, and he was very worldly, very kind, incredibly smart. And he came from a very cool European hospitality background. So his level of hospitality was something that was so deeply ingrained in him that, it was just incredible to watch him, handle guests and talk to guests. But there was one thing that he said along the way while we were at Solbar was that, and he was the general manager of Salash, he said, chase your own standards and celebrate the rewards. And that's what we do at Hawthorne and Wood. Our standards are clarity, focus, precision, and grace. And if we hold to those with every recipe, with every plate that we make, with every batch of stock that we cook, with every phone call that we answer, with every cocktail that we mix, then we will then I believe that, the rewards will come. And that's hard to say to the staff because, I want them to have recognition. I want the chef, we just promoted Anthony Little to executive chef at Hawthorne and Wood, after I've been the executive chef there for 6 years. So that restaurant will be open for 6 years, 3 days from now. And I dearly want for the sake of the crew, for Hawthorne and Wood to have the recognition. I don't think if it does get, this rating or that rating from this outlet, or a different one, that it will make a huge material difference in the bottom line. The restaurant's already very busy. There's only so much more business that we can do. And I don't think that we have a lot of room price wise, in this market in Chapel Hill to increase anything. And I don't think that a rating of any kind gives us license to automatically, oh, hell, we got this award, so we're going to raise prices by 15% next week and everybody's going to be fine with it. No, that's bullshit because, yeah, maybe that's what it costs to eat in New York. And maybe we think that our, we're as good as this restaurant in New York and they charge $65 for a steak and we only charge 42. So it's time to crank up prices. That's not going to land with the local diners. So I think that if we chase our standards, clarity, focus, precision, and grace, the rewards will come. That's going to be my message to the team. As much as I want them to have, the satisfaction, the affirmation, of a Michelin star, I think it's a long shot. And I'm very curious to see what it's going to be like when stars fall in the South. I think there's going to be a lot of people, delighted. And I think there's going to be a few more, who are disillusioned and disappointed, but we'll see what Michelin has to say about the South. Anyway, stay humble, stay hungry out there in industry land.